Hi, my name is Samuel Gomez, and today I'm going to be teaching you what to do when you are canceled. I didn't have anything else but my sneakers. So lately, I've been going through the book of John and John 8. I've been so into John 8, and I can't help but notice there's so many similarities between back then and what we're seeing now. Listen, cancel culture has always been a thing. It is not recent. It's not something that's happening because of social media. It is not something that millennials created for millennials' sake. In my personal opinion, I feel like it's social media that it's just easier to see now because of social media. But back in the day, you would just rant about someone to your friend and they just nod because they're kind, but they're not paying attention to you. They don't really care about what you have to say regarding the subject. Listen, in John 8, we read about the adultering woman, we read about the woman, adultering woman, whatever, and we see how there was a group of people who were trying to expose her. They were trying to cancel her life, just brought her out, like, you did this, Jesus, I did it. You know, cancel culture. There's just something about humanity. I got something on my face and you guys didn't tell me? Listen, now I'm mad, so no more. You guys don't get the enthusiastic me anymore. You guys get the dry me. So nowadays, there's just something about humanity. There's just something about humanity that makes us feel like we're in control. It makes us feel like we have the capacity. Now, it makes us feel like we have the authority, like the privilege to decide whether or not someone should be canceled or not, whether we get to invalidate their whole lives. For some odd reason, we just feel like we have that power. Listen, and we start off young. Like, think back to that one 10-year-old girl in the 5th grade who ran the whole classroom, because it's always a female. The guys are always far behind from the whole. It's just, she's controlling the whole class. She's like, you're not cool. And before you know it, you end up sitting at the uncool table and you're eating your lunch by yourself and you're just very sad. Take it from me, y'all. Y'all don't want to be at the uncool table. I'm speaking from experience. It's not very nice. It sucks. Don't get canceled. And I want to make it really clear that it's not just people with huge followings or fame or people who are just well known. They're not the only people being canceled. I mean, it's easy to see them because they're out there in the news and the media, all that. But the truth is, a lot of people are being invalidated. People just like me or you, although I haven't hit YouTube fandom yet, in the name of Jesus, I declare that I will. I'm gonna have 3 million subscribers. And when I do, just remember me. I'm gonna remember y'all. I don't know where I'm going with this. And it's not like if I don't understand. I understand that a lot of people feel like they're doing the world, they're doing something good for the world by invalidating or canceling someone who's behaving poorly. I understand that 100%. I believe in the accountability of a law. I believe in the accountability of it all. But where cancel culture begins to lose me is when we get to see things like John chapter 8, where we have individuals who are guilty pointing at someone and saying, you're guilty, but I'm guilty too, but you're guilty. And I'm not gonna look at my guilt, but I'm gonna look at your guilt. I'm gonna look at your guilt. I'm gonna look at your guilt. You see, that's just where it gets a little, And I know I've mentioned John chapter 8 already. If you don't know what I'm talking about, if you just don't know that chapter, I want you to do this. I want you to head over to the channel. I want you to head over to Monday's episode of Bible Breakdown Bible Studies. I don't remember what it's called, but go watch it. John chapter 8 Bible study. Just do it. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna leave a tab up here towards the end of the video. I think it's gonna be on this side or on this corner, somewhere over here. It's my first time doing this, so it's up here or down here. Which, by the way, since you're already here, I figure I might as well throw the plug in. Why don't you feel free to subscribe somewhere down there? And I think the like button should theoretically be down here too. So go ahead, subscribe, share, and comment. I wanna hear from you guys. So what do you do when you're canceled? So first things first, you just gotta accept it. Listen, you either did something they didn't like or you didn't do something that they wanted you to do. The point is, they just decided that that's it for you. You're in the uncool table, you're cut off. That's it, you're canceled. Canceled. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest and say that maybe that's the best thing that could possibly happen to you, because I got canceled in the 5th grade. Guess what? I was a young cool kid, but guess what? I learned how to kind of appreciate myself and get to know me for who I was. The worst thing you can do with your life is just waste your potential trying to satisfy other people, trying to be what other people want you to be, never really getting to know who God made you to be and what God says about you just because you're busy living off of everybody else's opinion. Do you really want to spend your life satisfying other people? Self-valuation and acceptance will go so far in you getting to know who you really are. And past just knowing who you really are, really knowing who God says you are, and knowing that you're not just the sum of what other people say about you. I think taking back that control and taking back that authority that we give people when we decide to say that their opinion has weight over our lives, it can do wonders for us in really growing into who we're supposed to be and just not being chained by what other people want to say about us. Because again, do you really want to spend your life trying to satisfy other people? Now, my next little piece of advice kind of seems like a little duh kind of moment because it's something that it's like a no-brainer, but for some odd reason, I feel like we forget about it a lot. So you've been canceled. Now, what do you do when you've been canceled? You've accepted it. So now the next step is just move on. A lot of people accept it. A lot of people just accept it. They get to that point where it's like, it is what it is. I just accepted this, but they get stuck and they never actually move on to the next season. Listen, it can be so easy to get comfortable and just get caught up in actually living with something that's hindering you. A lot of people, they just accept that they struggle with something. They accept that people are saying this, they accept that people are saying that, they accept the criticism, they accept the words that are spoken over their lives, and they kind of begin to just live with it. They don't ever do anything about it. They don't ever kind of just shed those words, they don't shed those declarations from they don't ever let go of those criticisms and those words that can be false and speaking false identity over you. They never let go, and so they end up living their lives just never really moving on from the opinions of others, from the invalidation of others. The last thing you want to do is miss out from such a beautiful life because your life is beautiful. The last thing you want to do is miss out on everything your life has to offer just because you got caught up and you never moved on. So you've been canceled, so you're uncool, so they said this, so they said that, so everybody's avoiding you, so this and everything the world can possibly say. So what? Move on. Live your life unhindered by the opinions of people who never deserve that sort of authority over your life in the first place. Do what you love and live your life in a way that's God honoring and that's gonna be a blessing for this world and not a curse. Peace.